idea of the airport. The phase 1 inauguration is already underway, as you can see on your screens, but this will continue. You can see him on the screen pushing that button and inaugurating the phase 1 of the Navi Mumbai International Airport. A state-of-art airport, a world-class airport, as you can see on your screens, that will add on to the airport infrastructure that the Mumbai city already has. The Chief Minister is also over there, showcasing it in front of the Prime Minister. Also with him, we just saw a while back, we can see Eknath Shinde there as well, standing next to the Prime Minister and his team. This is an addition to the infrastructure, as the Prime Minister has said in his tweet. An addition to the infrastructure of the Mumbai. This will be enhancing Mumbai's infrastructure and boost ease of living. And now let's go across to Sakshi Batra of Business Today with all the updates of the markets. Sakshi, over to you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the market closing, a collab show between Business Today and India Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra. It's 3 p.m. and we are here to get you all the market closing action. First up, let's take a look at what's hot in the corporate as well as the financial space. Even as India gears up to mark the first anniversary of Ratan Tata's passing away tomorrow, the Tata Group faces rare internal turbulence. Top company leaders meet Amit Shah and Nirmala Sitharaman in New Delhi to diffuse a rift within the Tata Trust. Investors watch with interest as TCS cancels its customary post-results press briefing on Thursday. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer leads the biggest ever trade mission to India with over 125 CEOs, entrepreneurs and educationists. Calls the Free Trade Agreement, which kicks in next year, a major opportunity for both nations. Starmer will also meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi tomorrow. Phase 1 of the Navi Mumbai International Airport to be inaugurated in a few minutes from now by the Prime Minister. Commercial flights likely to begin in December. The new airport will drive the creation of a commercial hub as well as decongest the existing Mumbai airport. Prime Minister Narendra Modi repeats his Swadeshi call at the India Mobile Congress of 2025, says India needs to boost its domestic mobile parts manufacturing to ensure security and sovereignty. Whose global investors says it is the best time to invest, innovate and make in India. Even as IT stocks rally right ahead of the result season, the overall market turns red after a 4-day rally. Autos, PSUs as well as the energy and FMCG stocks lead the fall. All right, let's take it from the top. The first story that we are tracking in the closing hour today. Even as the country's marked its first anniversary of Ratan Tata's passing tomorrow, the news about the $180 billion conglomerate is less than heartening. Deep divisions in Tata Trusts with bodies which have 2/3 stake in Tata Sons. The operating company behind the Tata Group also has forced the government to now call a meeting with Noel Tata and Tata Sons chairman N. Chandrasekaran. The two other trustees last night. Now also the high-level meeting which had taken place at Home Minister Amit Shah and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's attendance was definitely a very intriguing one. The meeting also comes amidst the reports of infighting among trustees over board appointments and governance issues as well. Meanwhile, when we look at the Tata Group stocks today, there are mixed signals that have come in. TCS shares have rallied in trade today, right ahead of the earnings tomorrow. We're also, on the other hand, seeing stocks like Tata Consumer Products fall in trade, and therefore and Tata Motors also lagging behind. It's the top loser. So both the top winner and the top loser on the Nifty stocks are from the Tata Group. So you can clearly see Tata Motors down 2.3%. This is also after the business update that we've been seeing. Tata Power is down by 1.5%. Meanwhile, TCS, Titan, right after the business update of Titan, those are the stocks that are holding up in trade. But definitely it's the internal rift that spilled out in the open as well. And now the government has clearly given signals to the Tata Group that one must ensure that the stability continues in the largest conglomerate in India. Let's quickly walk through the markets right now. If we look at the Nifty 50 and the current levels towards the last 20 minutes of trade, we are holding on above 25,000 mark. But remember, we've slipped quite a bit from the day's high level as well. We were hovering around 25,170 for a large part of the morning trade. But now you see both the Nifty and the Nifty Bank have actually slipped into the red. Of course, led by a lot of sectors that are also reeling under pressure: autos, PSU banks, oil and gas, FMCG, and even the real estate sectors. They're all down, barring IT as well as consumer durables. Rest all of the sectors are actually weak in trade. Top movers, like we pointed out, it's Titan, Infosys, TCS, HCL Tech and Tech Mahindra. So large part of the winners today on the Nifty is from the IT space as well. Let's actually welcome our guest on board. Sharmila Joshi, market expert, is now joining in on the program with us. Sharmila, first up, I want to take your view without much ado on the entire Tata Group as well. And I want to understand from you, how are you looking at this internal rift being seen out in the open now? The government also taking part in the meetings of the big leaders from Tata Group, and of course ensuring, and the signals that have come out from the government meeting with Tata Group leaders is that one must ensure stability within the Tata Group, and all the kind of rifts that are right now happening, they must be resolved at the earliest as well. How are you looking at the Tata Group? It's one of the largest conglomerates that's listed in the stock exchanges. Most investors over the last historic investments, they have had a large part of investments in Tata Group, looking at the most stable group up until now. But how are you looking at these fresh rifts and the concerns emerging?
Yes, obviously. I think, and one, I mean, just as we've been hearing, I think you cannot emphasize enough that they need to be sort of sorted soon. So I think the good part is that most of the managements are professional managements, in the sense that every company of within the group seems to have a professional management in place. Having said that, if your majority shareholder is the Tata Trust and they are having differences within them, then they need to be sorted. Because while the day-to-day running of the companies it may not get affected, if these risks sort of carry on for a longer period of time, there could be disruptions. So I think, which is a simple reason that they need to be sorted. And I think perhaps a couple of years back also we were hearing of certain noises, and then it seemed to have gotten sorted with Mr. N. Chandra taking on as chairman of Tata Sons, etc. But they seem to have sort of come up again, and perhaps this time they will find a better solution. So keeping our fingers crossed, but one cannot emphasize enough that they need to be sorted out at the soonest.
Absolutely. What would your approach be on stocks like TCS right ahead of the earnings tomorrow? Remember, the customary press conference has also been cancelled at this point in time. How should investors be really looking at this earnings season at this point? And of course, Tata Capital IPO is still underway, although it's fully subscribed on day 3. So there is so much of action within the group, even on the business side, even as these new developments come into fore.
Yeah, so I think TCS at this point in time, at least to my mind, it will really react just on the basis of numbers and not so much on this news. And very honestly, I think for IT, this is there seems to have been some sort of a recovery in the last couple of weeks, post that H1B news break, etc. But to my mind, the bigger concern also going forward is going to be how these companies are really placed as far as their spend on AI is concerned. And one has been hearing, even in terms of the new employment that they do, fairly concerning stories. So one waits to hear what the numbers are like. But to my mind, perhaps the better play within IT would be sort of mid-cap IT companies where they've had large order wins, or where the vertical which is their biggest vertical is sort of more is sort of insulated from everything, all the noise that's coming out of the US.
Absolutely. Moving on, let's also talk about, some of the other big developments that are taking place in the country right now. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is in Mumbai for a two-day visit to deepen the UK-India trade ties. He's accompanied by a delegation of 125 UK CEOs, entrepreneurs, and even university vice-chancellors and even cultural leaders as well. This trip, remember, follows the UK-India Free Trade Agreement that was signed in the month of July. Now, we're given to understand that Mr. Starmer will be meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi tomorrow and will also attend the Global FinTech Summit as well. Prime Minister Starmer has called the India-UK FTA deal the biggest deal for the UK since their exit from the European Union. To know more about this trade deal as well as the agenda of the meeting between the two Prime Ministers, we're now joined by my colleague Surbhi, who's joining in. Surbhi, help us understand what is the key agenda for UK Prime Minister's visit right now. And in fact, we'll just go back to Surbhi in a bit. But quickly, if you could help us understand, Sharmila, in the meantime, at this one point in time, we're given to understand that US and India are at the brink of just trying to save their relationship, which have got soured because of the tariffs that they have imposed on India. It's already been 6 months and Indian stock markets have only been reeling under this pressure. But at the same time, India is pedaling forward to continue to boost the trade ties with other nations at this point in time. How are you looking at trade and with respect to that, how are markets reacting? All right. Okay, I think we have some breaking news and let me toss back to my colleague Anshul.
Straight across to the Navi Mumbai inauguration that is happening right now. This is the international airport that's opening up in Navi Mumbai. This is the phase 1 of that international airport. Remember, this will add on to the infrastructure in Navi Mumbai and the larger Mumbai, the greater Mumbai area, the MMR, Mumbai Metropolitan Region area. And you see on your screens when the Prime Minister, along with the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister, visited the location, and he's also surveying the plans that are in front of him. This is just the phase 1. There will be other phases coming in. He's also looking at the vision that was for the airport and how it began and how it continued and how the construction proceeded. Joining us now is India Today's Mustafa Sheikh on the phone line. Mustafa, do tell us more about this inauguration that's happening. We're also seeing Prime Minister interacting with some people over there. Can you tell us what happened?
Well, yes, so the interaction with specially abled children is one part of the event. The main event, of course, being the inauguration of the first phase Terminal 1 of Navi Mumbai International Airport. Now, it's a big infrastructure project. A second terminal at the same land is coming up around 2029. This Terminal 1, which has been inaugurated, has this capacity of handling 20 million passengers per year, 0.8 million tons of cargo annually. So this is a start of a big infrastructure project in Mumbai, especially Mumbai being one of the rare cities in the world which was operating only on one airport, even after being in the